Hi, everyone. My name is Bahaa Mikhail, founder and president of PayrollCentric. Welcome to another episode of our PayrollCentric podcast. Today, I'm excited to welcome Chad Maender of our beloved LAX Coastal Chamber of Commerce. Chad, welcome to the PayrollCentric podcast.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate you having me. I'm excited to be here today.
We're excited to have you. So, Chad, you and I, we met shortly after you became the LAX Chamber president about 3 years ago. And the Chamber is an organization that we've been a member of for nearly 20 years. So why don't we just dig right in, and let's get started by asking you to share with us who you are, Chad, and tell our audience about what an amazing chamber you run.
Well, first of all, thank you for the plug, and thank you for being a member for 20 years. I'm really privileged and honored to be the CEO of the Chamber. We represent about 700 businesses across the region, right around the LAX airport. Say about 550 of those businesses are small, women, minority, local-owned businesses, which is really exciting. And then also we have many big Fortune 500 companies, your airlines, your construction companies, your professional sports teams, your hoteliers. So it's a great group of people. And we work hard every day to make sure they're supported and, making it hopefully just a little bit easier to connect and a little bit easier to do business, not only in Los Angeles, but the state of California.
That's really interesting because I just, as you were saying that, a couple of years ago, I took one of your programs at the Chamber to become certified as a small business, a certified small business. So my next question, it just kind of leads right into that, which is how does the Chamber add value to your members? And that's one of those answers, I think.
Yeah, I mean, our goal is really each and every day to try and find a way to help meet the unmet needs of our business community and making sure whatever their goals are, we have programs designed to help them on their business priorities. So you mentioned the small business certification program. That's a program that we actually started amidst COVID in May of 2020. As you know, a lot was going on during that time, and a lot of businesses were struggling. And to date, we've probably helped over 250 small businesses like yourself not only get certified and also start to figure out how they use that certification. So this program, as you know, many of our government agencies and special districts like airports and ports and school districts, as well as private entities, your healthcare providers, your tech companies, they all have a certain amount of spend that they do every year, whether it be through procurement, and they all have a kind of typically a goal that they try and reach with their spending to make sure that small, women, minority-owned, and disabled veteran-owned businesses are included in their spend. Because when we spend with small business, as you know, it raises all boats. So this program is designed to help those businesses learn about certification, but then also develop a capability statement that they can use to go out and talk to those larger firms and agencies about what they do and what their capabilities are. And this is really, really important as we build towards the Olympic Games, which we're very excited about, and we're really trying to help and support and position our business communities. We know that any small business that wants to work with these mega events like the LA 2028 Games is going to need to be certified. And then there's also a portal that they will have to access called Ramp LA, where all of those opportunities are going to live, and then they can go in and procure and bid on them. So if I had any message for a small business out there right now, get your certification and get registered on Ramp LA. Two most important things to get yourself ready for the games. And the other thing I would just say about this program that's really exciting is it's not only free to our chamber members, but it's also free to all small businesses that have a zip code in the LA County or LA City area. It's really to our mission of supporting business and helping them open up a new avenue for business development.
That's great. And of course, I've already done that, check mark. And I think it's a great point that you bring up, which is you don't actually have to be a member of the chamber. And that's another way of adding value where you're really putting small business first. I think that's great. But you do a lot in terms of advocacy, and I'd love to hear a little more about, or have you tell our clients about, what you do for us, your members, and the community at large.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So we are the voice of business in the community. A lot of our businesses go through different things on a day-to-day basis. Hey, I want to put a new sign on my building, or this new law that's going to go into place is going to, really impact my business. And we are there on the front lines to make sure we know about them on the city, the county, the state and federal level, to make sure that if something's going to happen that's going to hinder or make it more difficult to do business in our city, county, and state, we want to make sure that we are reaching out to the decision makers at all levels, and they know what the impact of their decisions is going to be. So one of the things we have here is a public policy committee that meets on the first Thursday of every month virtually from 8 to 9, and we take a look at those issues. We also weigh in on at election time on ballot initiatives and candidates that we think will be more supportive of the business community. Right now in the city of LA, there's a huge push to raise the minimum wage at our hotels and also at the airport. And it's important that lawmakers know that their tourism and aviation is an ecosystem, and it all affects whether you're going to get the wage or not. It's going to affect business. So we've been on the front lines of that for a better part of a year and a half, and trying to make sure that people know that, if we raise wages, it's going to go up. Consumer costs are going to go up. There could be some job loss. There could be some automation. And we can't make these decisions lightly, and they need to have all the data and information to make a well-informed decision that not only helps workers, but also helps businesses. Workers, if workers don't have places to go, that's a problem too. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to your point, sometimes the picture is painted that you're either for or against, one or the other. You're either for the employers or you're for the employees. But, my experience with the chamber is when you're taking these positions, you're looking for a win-win outcome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So we do advocacy work as well. And then I think the other big arm of our organization is really around connecting people. So we have a variety of programs that, really just provide organic ways of people to meet and connect. So whether it's our morning LAX Coastal Connections networking breakfast that we have on the third Tuesday of the month, or our informal binge program that we have on the second Tuesday of every month from 9 to 10, or our evening networking at night events on the fourth Thursday of the month. We really try and provide great experiences for people just to meet other great quality people. And whether we're doing that over a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, it's always got to be fun and engaging. And that's the most important thing. When you come to our chamber, the LAX, because it's going to be fun, it's going to be educational, and you're going to meet good quality people.
True. All true. I especially enjoy the times that I've gone on your hornblower events.
We always try, and the other thing I think is about really important is when we put on these events and programs that we're supporting and giving an opportunity to showcase a business or a hotel or a restaurant. Some people might not have ever set foot in a certain hotel, and they're like, wow, this is beautiful. This is great. I should consider having an event here, or try food at a local restaurant that they've never been to. Like, wow, I should bring my family back here. And, we always encourage our business community to shop a chamber business when they can. So if they need a payroll company, we tell them to call PayrollCentric, because you guys have been phenomenal partners in making sure that we are not only in compliance, but are thoughtful in making sure that we're taking care of our employees and making it easy for them to punch in, punch out, and do all that great stuff.
I appreciate that, Chad. I appreciate it. So Chad, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in the city. From my window, I can see the People Mover project coming along, going to LAX. And I know we've got World Cup coming in a couple of years, then the Olympics. So what Do you have any information, any news you can share for us about any of these, or any of these
Yeah.
projects?
Yeah, I mean it's really the people mover is a game changer, no doubt. I mean um, to move passenger travel out of the central terminal and allow them to get on public transportation, and if you come out of the central terminal and you can ride that to your economy parking lot or to the consolidated rental car facility or hook in with Metro. I mean, that's a total game changer for just how people get around in our city. That project's going to come online, sometime, probably late 2025, 2026, which is really, really important for our city. The other thing is the continued finishing of the K line, which is, the Metro line that connects into the automated people mover. So, having a one-stop ride from the South Bay all the way up, through El Segundo, and then stopping at Aviation and Century, or,
Right.
The Metro Transit Center, where they'll hook in with the APM to then go on to the airport. I mean, that's a huge thing. And the other thing that they're really looking to, as I mentioned, the consolidated rental car facility, they are putting the final touches on the largest consolidated rental car facility that in the world. If every major sports professional football team played another NFL team on the bottom level, they would have, on a regulation sized football field, they would have room for 4 extra practice fields. Like, that's how big it is. And that's where you're going to go, and you're going to pick up your rental car and you'll zip on out and go about your merry way to wherever you're heading in Los Angeles.
So that's not already open, or is a portion of that already open on airport?
Yeah, so a portion of it's already opened. Avis Budget has moved in to the facility, and they have been moved in early because one of the things that they're going to do is the lot where Avis is going to become a new ride sharing lot and spot for to kind of pull that out of the central terminal, and a spot for people to catch those vehicles, catch those taxis, etc. To kind of alleviate all that congestion that happens on the CTA, we'll call the horseshoe, so to speak. So
So I mean, once the people mover opens up, Chad, are we going to be able to drive into the airport at all, or is that going to change? How's that going to change?
Yeah, so there will be some changes to who has access to the central terminal, but via personal vehicles will always have access to the central terminal. I think what you'll find is, it might just be a little bit nicer to pick them up, out at one of the other locations, and if you don't have to go all the way into the CTA and hey, meet me out at this plaza out here by the consolidated rental car facility, and then we'll go about things. Actually, probably pretty close to your office, actually. So So
I mean, I see all the construction, everything happening outside my window, and it's incredible how it's developed over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, no, I think the airport's come a really long way, and they've got a lot of good people working on these projects, and it's really it's going to elevate the experience at LAX. Whether it's technology or just transportation out of the terminals. I mean, a lot of these terminals have gotten a facelift. Southwest has had a renovation, and Delta just finished their Terminal 2, Terminal 3. And then you have the midfield satellite concourse, what we call Tom Bradley West, out past, all beautiful, all look amazing. New concessionaires. I mean, it's really looking great.
Yeah, I agree. I travel a lot, and so I've seen the changes, and it's definitely a much more comfortable, more convenient airport. I'm excited to have the people mover open up soon enough here.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And I think what's also really cool about it is if you are picking people up, it's a free transportation, so you can actually park further out, hop on there, and ride into the terminal as well, which is kind of a cool thing as well. So
Yeah.
you could hop on right after work and head in and pick up people, right? So
I'll tell you, I'll tell you what I do. And when I travel, I park here at the office because I'm right outside the airport, and I walk. It's a mile as the crow flies, from my office to Southwest. And if I happen to be flying into Delta, it's just another couple minutes. So I enjoy the exercise, and it's nice and convenient. But I'm looking forward to seeing these projects come to fruition, and see what it does to our beloved community here. So going back to the chamber and the value to us, your members. Are there any events coming up here pretty soon that we want to know about and join?
Yeah, so probably one of the cooler and more innovative things that we do will be happening at the end of January, which we're really excited about. Every year we do what's called Protectors Appreciation Week, where we go out and we thank our local police, our fire, our Coast Guard, our sheriff, our healthcare workers, our mental health care workers. So we go out and we probably thank, I'd say close to like 4,000 local heroes in the community for their service. For 30 years, the chamber had a luncheon where we would be able to bring a couple protectors in and celebrate them and recognize them, but it didn't really have the full reach that the organization wanted. So about 6 years ago, my predecessor, Christina Davis, had the idea of, why don't we go out and meet them where they're at? And so whether it's bringing them lunch or some gift baskets or having snacks and coffee out for them. So we raise money through the generosity of businesses sponsoring the event, and then we engage them in the different events. But it's been a tough time to be a firefighter or a policeman or woman or work in our healthcare industry. There's a huge shortage of staff. LAPD and LA Fire Department are way down on new recruits coming in, and they're having to do more with less. And it's important that our business community stops and takes the time to recognize them. So we're going to do that last week of January, from January 27th through January 31st. And if anyone's interested in getting involved, please reach out. We'll have some information on our website. What's also really cool about this week-long event is there's an opportunity for the business community to actually provide what we call a protector deal. And essentially for the entire year, maybe if you own a brick and mortar business, hey, if you come in with your badge, we'll give you 20% off your lunch, or
that's great.
We'll give you a complimentary dessert, or just so that we can take it beyond just thanking them for 1 week a year, and that they know that there are businesses that support them year round. So if there's businesses out there that want to get involved in that capacity, we welcome that as well.
Thank you very much for doing that. That's incredible, and certainly our first responders, and we absolutely need to show our appreciation to them.
Absolutely.
And you know what, Chad? We'll put your contact information at the end of this video down at the bottom, I'm sure, and the chamber's website. So the contact information. As a member of the chamber, I just want to tell everyone, just like I said at the beginning of this week, it hasn't been 20 full years, but almost 20 years. We're a member. We value our membership and everything that the chamber does for us, the community. And I 100% recommend joining the LAX Coastal Chamber. Chad, you've heard me say, and you already kind of plugged it, so I appreciate you saying that. Our 3 core values here at PayrollCentric are compliance, ease, and care. Everything that we do is compliance-based. There isn't anything that I can think of that we do on a daily basis, weekly basis, quarterly, monthly, quarterly, annual basis. It's all compliance. And then everything that we are offering to our clients is meant to make our clients' lives easier, whether it's the owner of the company, the payroll contact, the employee. Our job is to make our clients' lives easier. And then, of course, true to my own personal values, I care about people, and I want to make sure that our clients are treated with care. And so, in every interaction that our clients have with us, whether it's an email, a text message, a video chat, in person, we have to demonstrate that we care. And it sounds like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but have we lived up to compliances
No.
and care for you?
Totally have. I have nothing but great things to say about the partnership that we have together, Baha. As being a CEO of an organization that's growing every day, I don't have a ton of time to worry about payroll and HR, and you have given me the tools and resources to make it easy. I can sleep at night knowing that I'm in compliance and I'm doing what's best by my employees. And at the end of the day, it's about taking care of our people. And the promptness that you and the team has provided back to us. The other thing I'll just commend you guys on is just that you guys have become a fabric of our community. Committed to engagement, committed to supporting, the many things that make our community in Westchester and LAX great. So whether that's our parade or Protectors Week, or like you've been there to support us, and I just thank you for always guiding us and understanding things as they happen, because the rules change like twice a year, and you guys are always there to make sure that us as your client understand what any new rule or regulation means for our business. So thank you.
We're happy with our partnership, Chad. And I wish you much success in your endeavors at the chamber. And I know, and I want to convey to our audience that, when the LAX Coastal Chamber is successful, we're successful as well as small businesses. To our audience, if you're a member of the LAX Chamber, please drop a comment and let us know who you are and what you love most about the chamber. I do hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the PayrollCentric podcast. Chad, I hope you enjoyed your time on here. And
thank you for having me.
Always nice to catch up with you. Ladies and gentlemen, PayrollCentric is dedicated to simplifying payroll processes for our clients by acting as an extension of your organization. Our approach offers personalized service that is tailored to each of our clients' unique requirements and is backed by a steadfast commitment to compliance, ease of use, and exceptional care. Beyond our core services, PayrollCentric provides valuable solutions, including insurance, health insurance, workers' comp insurance, time and attendance management, and retirement planning. All are designed to enhance our comprehensive payroll offerings. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you very much, Chad, for joining us, and look forward to seeing you soon, Chad, and everyone else next time.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate being here today.
Take care. Bye.